So this is the first chance I've had to document my thoughts on week 1 of NFL football. I would like to say this is because I was waiting for Monday night's games to be over. But in actuality, I lost the charger to my Surface, so I couldn't record anything this weekend at boyfriend's house. But my initial reaction to week 1 is... And now onto a more mature response. Andrew Mason wrote this week, and forgive me, I must read this from a paper because I do not have an eidetic memory. What does it say about the Broncos that they can lose the turnover battle, commit costly penalties, and still defeat a team that came into Sports Authority Field having won 19 of its last 20 regular season games? You know what I say? It was a battle, all the way to the end. Truly a battle. Was my team perfect? No. Did the football gods maybe intervene on our behalf a little? Possibly. But Coach Kubiak said it best when he said, the reason that they won is because they continued to battle and believe. And Chris Harris Jr. also addressed this. He said they have more heart than any of the other teams. And I believe that's true. This team never gives up. They're resilient. And tough. Just ask Cam Newton. So, Chris Harris Jr. was my favorite player and my most hated player this week. His interception had me like, woo! And then it was 4th and 21, and the Panthers didn't get it. And I was all like, yay, we're going to win the game. And then they threw a flag, and I was all like, boo, Chris Harris Jr., because you got a penalty for putting your hands in somebody else's face, which just isn't nice in general. But in Chris's defense, I did rewatch a video, which now I can't find on the internet, but it did appear that the other dude also had his hands in Chris's face, which isn't nice. So I forgive you, Chris Harris Jr., not that you care. And if I'm mistaken about this video, oh well, we won anyway. So let's talk about T-Sim for a moment. That's the nickname I gave our quarterback, Trevor Siemian. You looked calm, you looked cool, and you looked collected. You threw a few interceptions, but you moved on. You got to stay on the field. You helped put points on the board. You helped us win. You beat the Panthers in your first NFL start ever, and Cam Newton. So kudos to you. Welcome to the starting quarterback position. I now officially accept you as my quarterback. Woo! And it doesn't hurt that from the forehead down, you kind of look a little bit like a young Peyton Manning. I've moved in a little closer for this one because I'm going to be serious for a minute. And CJ Anderson, I'm talking to you. I follow you on Instagram and I see you post all the time about how you need to prove yourself and you need to keep improving yourself. And let me tell you, stop. I get it. You were an undrafted free agent and you felt like you needed to prove your worth on the Broncos team. But honey, let me tell you, you have already proved us right. And by us, I mean all the people who think that you are awesome. And there's a lot of us out there. You come through when it matters, CJ, and you are a beast. Hello, 4th and inches, baby. 4th and inches. So you just ignore all those people. I refuse to say haters because I think that is a silly juvenile term. But all those people who don't believe in you, ignore them because they don't matter anyway. And now, I would like to take a moment to officially thank Graham Gano for missing that second field goal attempt. Thank you, Graham. Now, you guys, can I just say how excited I was to watch Von Miller pass off that Lombardi trophy to a very striking gentleman in a suit. Like I didn't know that was P. Manning. I know my man from a mile away. Even though my mom didn't recognize him at first. But to have Peyton in the booth third quarter was epic. And it gave me hope that one day he will pursue a career as a sports announcer. He did say how good it felt to be up there in the booth. So, I'm just saying, y'all, if Peyton Manning becomes a sports announcer, I denounce any affinity I have with any other team, and I instantly become a Peyton Manning fan. I will watch every game that Peyton announces and wear my Broncos jersey, no matter who's playing, and I will cheer on Peyton as he announces. I'm not really sure if they give scores for announcing, but I know that Peyton will win. So I'm telling y'all now, I'm jumping off the Broncos bandwagon and onto the Peyton Manning bandwagon. And speaking of boys that I love, hello, DeMarcus Ware. Last week I talked about Cam Newton's dimples and how cute they were. Well, beware, you got him beat. I could stare at those dimples and that smile all day long. And yes, I follow him on Instagram. But also, the boy can play some football. Did you see him sack Cam Newton? So wound-worthy. And I am happy to report that it was not Cam Newton who was unhappily playing on the ground at the end of this game. It was Thomas Davis Jr. falling off the bench onto the ground at the end of the game. It was a Panthers game. Somebody had to do it. I must say, this was a refreshing way to officially start the 2016 NFL season. Last year's undefeated team starts off 0-1, and I actually got to enjoy watching a Patriots game thanks to Tom Brady and his affinity for deflated footballs. Cheers to another week of football without Tom Brady.